Hello guys and welcome to What the Tech episode number 41. My name is Adam Lobo.
And I'm Vernon. Great to be back.
Okay, for today's episode, before we start off and telling you what are the main topics for today, we'd like to take this opportunity to have a very quick moment of silence for Miss Elaine So, who is the Chief Marketing Officer of Samsung Malaysia. We're going to be doing a very quick, maybe about 30 seconds or so. And then we can actually talk about how she impacted here in Samsung Malaysia here as well and infected us as well during the whole entire time that she was in Samsung Malaysia. So we're just going to give a very quick 30 seconds. If you know her, it's a good tribute. Otherwise, you can just pay respects. So we'll start. Okay. So in case you all have not heard of Miss Elaine So, she is if you look for Samsung Malaysia in the dictionary, you'll see her face there.
Yeah, exactly.
She really represented Samsung Malaysia very well. She's been around since I even started YouTube. And I just want to share a very quick moment with me and Elaine. I remember when I first started off YouTube, I was introduced by Elaine through my then colleague in Astro. And she told me about how, you are doing tech YouTube, right? I'll introduce you to the people from Samsung. And of course, I met the others, but Elaine stood out to me because she was very strict. Right? Strict in the sense of how she, she didn't want to give some new guy, who are you, right? Why should I give you a flagship?
Yeah.
When I first started out, it was the S7 Edge just came out. So it was the S8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she was like, why should I pass it to you?
Who are you, Adam Lobo?
Exactly. So it was good because it shows that in the end of the day, quality matters the most. And of course, I showed our video and that's how it went on. We also had a lot of great moments together whereby the recent closest moment, which was really fun, is that when Samsung's Unpack was done in Korea instead of typically done in the US or San Francisco for the Flip and the Fold series. The Flip and the Fold series usually is either in New York, in San Francisco, so it was a different style. And we got to hang out during the day. We went throughout the whole city and we took lots of pictures together. So yes, thank you, Elaine, for being an amazing individual. Of course, even Abang Vernon had a very, very long memories with Elaine, so you can just quickly talk about that.
I mean, I think I first knew Elaine maybe 2011, 2012. That was when I got acquainted with her. And obviously, for me, she's the face of Samsung Malaysia.
I agree.
She really personified Samsung. And she's a great brand ambassador. I don't think anybody else can be that brand ambassador that she represented. Really, I think the industry has lost a very iconic figure.
Yeah.
I attended my first Unpacked with her, 2013.
Lovely.
I think it was a long time ago.
Lovely.
And also because of her, my Note 9 is like my favorite ever Samsung device until today. It's still my favorite device. And a couple of other Unpacks later. I mean, she's someone that you often want to meet during the events because she's got that bundle of energy always. That stage presence, and she's always taken care and spoiled the media.
Yeah,
and I think that's something that we miss the most about her.
And I also love how she's very competitive. Right?
She is obviously. Yeah. She has to be.
Yeah, she has to be. But some people can be a bit more neutral, but she was so competitive in so many ways. I remember when Samsung did their takeover of the TRX LRT station, and she went we took over the LRT. So everybody has to stop here before they go to the Apple store. So yeah, she was very competitive, but such a lovely person.
Yeah, she's an amazing person.
She didn't have to be there for our media events, but she's always there. She's always smiley. She's always happy, and she goes every time she sees me, I'll give her a big hug. And yeah, I'm going to miss the hugs, Elaine. And God bless your soul. And Samsung has really missed a very, very huge figure in the industry as a friend and also as a person. Yeah. Speaking of Samsung, the first news, which was really amazing, which is, see, the thing is that it's CES season, right? And
yes,
CES has come from a point whereby it has been one of the top events to a point where it starts to get a little, it was, right? But I still think it's big, but I think lesser content creators are really covering it as much because maybe it's not as glamorous as an Apple launch or an unpacked kind of thing. But CES is like something which I would love to check from our bucket list. It's not something that we can just go because it's not cheap going all the way to Las Vegas. So hopefully, we've been on YouTube since 2017. We still haven't gone to CES until today.
2027, so boy.
Hopefully 2027.
Let's get it done.
Friends, if you're listening, we can see how we can work together in an honest way as usual. So among all the cool stuff for CES, the one that stood out to most, which Syed wrote about, is Samsung coming up with a creaseless foldable display. So talk to us about that, Vernon.
Well, so Samsung Display, a subsidiary of Samsung, secretly showed off a zero crease OLED panel at CES.
Yeah.
Where else? I mean, it is the place to showcase the latest innovation, right? Apparently, it's not just less visible like the Z Fold 7.
Yeah, that was just less visible.
The best foldable in the world, 2025. But it's actually zero crease. So, I mean, from the pictures and the videos that we've seen, it really does look like a zero crease. I don't know how they did it. But apparently the secret sauce is this new laser drill metal support plate under the display.
I still try to understand it. So apparently, instead of using just a hinge support screen, there's a flexible metal layer underneath the display.
Flexible metal layer.
Yeah. Wow. So it's like from flexible glass to flexible metal. I mean, I don't know how that is possible, but if someone can do it properly, Samsung, which apparently prevents the quote-unquote longkang, which is true. Longkang in Malay language means the drain, so like a crease, I guess.
Yeah. It's a very deep crease if it's a longkang. Yeah, okay.
But the next question, Vernon, is why did it take Samsung so long to do this, and why now?
Wow, if I could answer that. But I guess it's a major challenge. Yeah. Anything that folds will leave a crease. Yeah. And especially with something like glass and even plastic.
That's true.
There will always be a crease. But the interesting thing is, it's rumored that this particular technology was actually developed for the Apple iPhone Fold.
Ah, okay.
That gives you some clues, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, so I think I know what's happening here, because I think Samsung was a bit on the comfortable point. They were like, you know what? I'll just keep on doing this. I don't need to come up with something new. And probably if iPhone or Apple's really going to come out with an iPhone foldable, they would have approached Samsung and say, hey, can you just have a creaseless display? And Samsung's like, okay, bro, I'll just do it for you.
Samsung say, yes, can.
He said, yes, can. Okay, I'll do it for you. Just show me the money, right? And I think because they are introducing it, or if the rumors are true that they're going to have this on the Fold, I think what has happened is that Samsung thought, you know what, let us have it on our foldable first. Maybe that's the reason why. And probably at the end of this year, where usually the Fold 8 this year, maybe that's something they can actually look into. They also
so do you think it's going to debut on the Fold 8 first before the iPhone Fold?
Yes, definitely. Oh. Yeah, definitely. Because I don't see that the folded version of the iPhone be releasing this year. I could be wrong. I still feel like
it's heavily rumored to be late 2026, maybe Q4.
I still don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. Remember how...
Interesting.
I mean, going into that particular topic, remember how we're supposed to have a portless iPhone? Remember that rumor like how many freaking years ago? It never happened.
They've stopped talking about it. But
that's what
maybe this year could be it, the 20th anniversary.
Could be. Could be.
You never know, right?
Yeah, but my point is that sometimes we really have to take it with a pinch of salt because sometimes it works, sometimes it's going to come out. I honestly feel that this year is still a little early. Maybe just one more year. But again, I could be totally wrong.
Could it be Apple being Apple and trying to be perfect before they release it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, no, there's still a crease. Please improve it.
Could be. And the reason why I think that it will come on the Galaxy Z Fold 8 first is because the next step from the Z Fold 7 is the Tri-Fold, correct? From Samsung.
Correct.
So what is the next step again, right? Are they going to do like a Fold 5 to Fold 6 and just do minor updates? I doubt it. I think that they are going to be a bit more like
there's going to be a leap.
And it's usually the case when they introduce something in CES, it usually happens at the end of the year because I think something like the Project Mohan also was, although it was introduced in Unpacked early of last year, but remember it can't do it. So probably this is their way of saying that it's going to be coming out. But I don't think Samsung will be first. Samsung will be earlier than Apple, my opinion. But I believe that it's going to be another brand first. Probably Oppo, probably Honor, who's using Samsung's technology.
Will it be as good as the iPhone Fold?
That one we don't know lah. Yeah. But I honestly feel that it will be debuting not on the Samsung screen, it will debut on others. It's same like how the Oppo Find N, right? Because they started the same form factor first. But they're using Samsung's UTG. Although it's using Samsung UTG, but it wasn't Samsung who introduced that first.
Yeah.
So I feel that another brand is going to come up with a creaseless one first, and then Samsung will come in later. And
could be near creaseless and not actually creaseless. Do you think?
I think they will follow exactly like how the CES ones, because I think instead of them going to the near creaseless, they want to go full creaseless so they can really flex that, pun intended. As opposed to just having it first.
Nice one.
Yeah. Apparently, speaking of that, there's also an in and out factor. Talk to us about that.
They showed another prototype which they call Flex In and Out, which means the glass can fold 360. So a device that can fold either up or down. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool, interesting. I'm just laughing because it's like, wow.
So you kind of...
It's like, you can imagine it's like a fidget. It's like a fidget toy. Like you go like...
It's like unbreakable because like now the current foldables, it folds one way. It can't fold the other way.
Yeah.
So if you fold the other way, it's going to break.
Yeah.
This one is going to literally unbreakable. Which is nice.
Zach from Jaredix 70 is going to get pissed. He's like, which way should I try to unfold it?
No, but imagine the use case for it. It's you can either close it like a book, or you can flip it the other way around and use the other side.
I got a very
screen.
good use case for different folding styles. You can use it as a plate holder. Just jokes. It's like, hey, you need to hold it. Come, let me take my folder.
I don't know. But it's interesting. But
it is. I'm just joking.
But could this like be the next big thing? The next big thing, the evolution of the foldable screen will be creaseless. And then I think we also talked about rollables. For me, I believe that's the next wave. But for now, the next big thing, little thing at least, for now with foldables, is that creaseless.
Okay, I have a question for you, and I will even put it up to Syed, who is on the decks today. Has the crease really bothered you to a point like, I can't take the crease? Yes or no?
For me, no. But for some people, yes.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. My wife, when the first foldable came out from Samsung, the first thing she saw was that crease, and she said, nope, sorry.
Yeah, even more is like that. But, okay, so why
Not so much, because in the end, when you fold it and maybe you treat it as a dual screen device, once with a keyboard and one with it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Much, unless you view it as an entire screen opened up. And I don't think is not a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker for you, but it is for your wife, and it is for more.
For certain
for
people,
example.
I mean, then I guess the question is, were they even considering a foldable in the first place? So it doesn't appeal to them anyway. So it will not. It's not going to be a factor for them whether it's creaseless or creased.
Okay. For you, you didn't mind having a crease. You accepted it, lah.
I did, but I wasn't always super convinced with the foldable form factor.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter to me whether it folds or not. I think a candy bar works just as well.
Okay.
But innovation is good. I mean, love it or hate it, I think a creaseless foldable display would be welcome because it is innovation and it is improving on the technology. So,
Syed, what do you think?
I guess it will bother me at first, but after a while, you get used to it.
You don't see it anymore.
Yeah, you see it, but you just.
It's like a notch, right?
Yeah, it's like a notch, exactly.
At first, everybody was like pissed with a notch.
And then everybody copied it.
Yes. So you don't mind it?
I wouldn't mind it in the long run.
But you wouldn't mind a creaseless phone, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
that would be better.
We will welcome that.
Better.
So
I didn't think that is so which means that the conclusion is that your wife doesn't like it, Mo doesn't like it, you don't mind it, you don't mind it. For me, I didn't mind it and I expected it because for me, it's a technology and it's like you take your money, you fold the note, there'll be a crease, and I love to read books, right? You open a book, there's a crease there. Then you turn the other side, there's going to be a crease there. It's physics, right? And of course, Samsung has defied physics this time around. Would I welcome a non-crease phone? Of course. Yeah. Even now, when I open foldables, I do feel like it's been compared because everybody wants a less crease phone. But it's something whereby, like a notch, whereby I didn't mind it because the fact that phones are foldable is already like a wow factor. And it's like, it's expected lah. It's like you're buying a car and there's certain feature where you go like, but why is it this way? But in order for you to be that way, you need to put certain features. I don't have an exact example, but what I'm trying to say is that
it's like, why was the steering circular? Why can't it be square, triangular?
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
So
maybe it's functional.
Yeah. So to me, it really didn't bother me at all. It was never a factor. But I did find it that probably someone like your wife, like Jen, looks at it as a usability standpoint. She's not a huge techie. So maybe she's like, you know what? If I want to use this, it needs to convince me that physically it looks good. Then I'm a bit more convinced.
Because a little bit of background, she's a creative person. She's a designer.
There you go.
So a little bit OCD in terms of visual.
Oh my God,
stuff.
Mo is a designer too. So I think that's the reason why.
So it's a visual thing.
Yeah. Could be.
But
I mean, we are visual too. But
what about the Pixel?
Oh, the Pixel.
I think it's even worse because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. So I think that's an issue.
I don't know why that exists. Okay, but yeah, you all voted for it, not me. Anyway, so that's interesting. The finally moment, I mean, we all been complaining about crease since, not we, but most people have been complaining about that since 2019. Will this crease thing convince people like your wife or the most of the world that finally you can get a foldable now? Let's not talk about the price. We're just talking about the crease alone. Do you think that this was the reason why nobody's buying a fold except for the price?
No, I don't think so.
Why?
I think the benefits are maybe not big enough for them to say, hey, I'm going to spend some money on this foldable device.
Okay.
I want a rollable.
Yeah lah. Oppo did it, the Oppo X rollable. It was so nice. I loved it.
No, and look at CES. I'm sorry, we're kind of
It's okay. Good.
detouring a little bit. But yeah, look at CES with the rollable screens from
Lenovo did it like for longest time.
And I think it is so interesting.
Yeah.
Imagine a gaming
It looks
laptop.
like magic, right?
Look at my iPad. Imagine my iPad expanding into a 24-inch display. Wow, man.
We actually talked about it in our podcast as well, which is very interesting. And
Cool,
like I will say, who asked for it? For me, I asked for that. But of course, the biggest question when you have non-crease like that, the idea of having a laser drill plate sounds fancy, but does it make the screen more fragile? Because there's flexible metal, correct, but it's still metal. So what if it drops? Will the metal go against the screen where it might not crack because it's plastic, but would it make it more fragile in your opinion?
Well, I think durability is always going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the lesson here is don't drop your devices.
Yeah, that's true though. We definitely know that it will be introduced on other foldables. So stay tuned to find out who will be the very first brand to introduce this. Again, I personally feel that it's not going to be Samsung to introduce it first.
Yeah.
It's going to be other brands where they are not going to obviously mention that, oh, this is using a Samsung screen. They're not going to say it. Until now, they
only
don't say it.
Xiaomi will say it.
Yeah, actually, Xiaomi is the
always
only one.
reveals the
Yeah.
suppliers.
They
but
even
not
talk about the
rest.
camera module.
Yeah.
When they talk about camera module, the
Sony
sensor is...
IMX, blah,
yes,
blah,
yeah,
blah, right?
exactly. So they are the only ones who will say
it's- yeah,
Sony,
it's a
they're the only
Xiaomi
one the Samsung sensor, the JN sensor, they're quite interesting.
And I remember those days where they would list the suppliers on their webpage. So partners.
Oh,
hardware partners.
yes, correct. Hey, Vivo did it
Components.
last
Yeah.
year. Yeah, so we
Used to
saw
do
like
that.
a bunch of
Apple
them.
will
Yeah,
never ever do stuff like that.
that's cool. Okay, so that was the first news. The second news is a little sad for us consumers because MediaTek is quitting their consumer chips.
Quitting.
Yeah, it's quitting lah in a way. So talk to us about that and how is it? How could it? Not
Do you know how the
affect
current
us?
situation with DRAM prices are? They're all skyrocketing, right?
Yeah.
And this happened before with GPU prices.
Yes,
because
exactly.
of AI,
Yes.
data centers,
Yeah.
and because companies like Nvidia, things that AI and data centers make far more money than
Yeah.
selling to end consumers. I think this
Absolutely.
is happening to MediaTek,
Yeah.
who is shifting its focus away from the consumer mobile chips and to focus on AI chip manufacturing. So this is basically the rundown of it. And in a report, industry insiders are claiming that MediaTek is moving huge amounts of its engineering staff from their mobile division to a ASIC, application-specific integrated circuit division.
Yep.
And they are building for Google, for their next-gen TPU, which is their Tensor processing unit.
the Tensor
for
chipset.
their data centers, not their mobile phones.
Yeah, exactly.
And apparently Meta and Nvidia are also rumored to have partnerships to build these AI server chips. So why does this matter to you and me? Because MediaTek's Dimensity chips are not only the thing that keeps Qualcomm Snapdragon's prices in check. With competition, it helps with pricing. If MediaTek stops caring about mobile, then Qualcomm becomes like a monopoly again.
Yeah.
We cannot bank on people like Samsung for Exynos or Huawei for Kirin because they're such small players.
Yeah, and so with the whole chipset limitation from what Huawei can do with the Kirin because of what's happening with the whole US thing, so they can't do anything.
Yeah.
But of course, the biggest issue, like I said, for consumers like us is that if they are really just neglecting the consumer, it's going to suck because price-wise, we are going to really face it.
Potentially, yeah.
So like the so-called flagship killers, there's not going to be flagship killers because one of the things that makes a flagship killer is the performance, especially when I talk about the chip. MediaTek, like I mentioned many times in our reviews, that they come a long way. They used to be like a budget chipset, and then they started
Mid-range,
coming
always
with an
mid-range.
amazing 9000 series chipset, which is so good. The reason why you see the great image processing from Vivo and Oppo is because of the MediaTek chipset, right? So brands like Poco, for example, or Xiaomi and OnePlus, they exist because they can actually buy the powerful MediaTek chipset for a very affordable price. Hence why they can actually charge it in a very good price. Now, Snapdragon has gone a route to try to give some a bit more cheaper options. But while this reports is like this, I personally feel it's not going to be the case. I don't think that MediaTek will be quitting. They are probably just moving the stuff like what you said. And I don't think that they will totally say, we're not going to do it anymore for smartphones. This seems
You don't think
like
that they're going to just follow the money because like an AI chip is going to cost $20,000, but a mobile chip is only
because
gonna
if it's
cost
about the
100
money, they
$100.
wouldn't even bother going the performance route, right? Because the reason why MediaTek is known as a famous brand is because they started putting their chipset into high consumer or flagship devices. Before this, who has heard of MediaTek, right? But MediaTek behind the scenes, when I went for MWC last year, they have been doing a lot of chipset for cars and stuff like that. Similar like what Snapdragon does with their cars and all. But because of MediaTek did a very good job in the flagship phones like from Oppo, the Xiaomi's T series and all, that's the reason that's why they actually came up in the market like famous. So they are doing that, making money at the same time. They are not spending money on marketing budget anymore because it's the brands who's helping them.
Yeah.
So I personally think that they are not going to totally say, okay, sorry, we got not enough people. They are making money, and I think they are not going to be quitting it, although it does seem like it.
But it has happened in the PC industry. The Micron just clearly just straight up said,
Yeah, that is PC though. So
Yeah, but-
that's why I still feel like how often does people buy PC and how often people buy a phone? I agree with you. There are brands who does it. But MediaTek started off as a budget. Then they went to flagship. And then they're going to go like, oh yeah, I follow the money. Okay, thanks guys. Because people like Oppo and Vivo will be questioning them. Because whenever they create the smartphone, the NPU, when they create this AI image processing and all, it's a lot of work happening behind the scenes. That's what I feel. So for MediaTek, say, sorry, bro, next year I cannot give you any chipset because I want to go follow money. Or they will kill relationships, kill businesses, because we're not talking about only one brand. We're talking about several brands. That's a lot of money just disappearing just because they decided to follow the money. What are your thoughts about it?
I think the big question is, hypothetically, if MediaTek were to exit from the mobile space, do you think there's another player that's going to step up and fill that void? Yeah, and who? That's the question.
Yeah, who?
As you know, if there's no competition, like Grab, prices surge and the consumers literally suffer.
Well, you did mention it earlier, but probably the second one the second place would be Exynos, could be. But remember, Exynos, as much as we have no issue with it, but a lot of people have issues with it. I do not know why. But Exynos already has that bad name to it.
Do you think they have a bad name?
Yeah, all the time. Not from us. Every time when we do reviews of a Samsung product which has Exynos, and there's few times where I remember this beginning before you came when we did a podcast, me and Syed, when Syed said there's not much difference between Exynos and Snapdragon, triggered a lot of people. They was like, what are you talking about? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm like, honestly, from a real world use, you won't tell a difference. Yes, when you do a benchmark test today and you do it like 6 months later, of course it will go down, I agree. But compared to people complaining about the screen and the green screen line from Samsung phones, I think the amount of people comparing about performance is not as much, because in the end of the day, you need to know what you use the phone for, right? So that's why
what about Huawei Kirin? I mean, you know the world needs a 14nm processor.
14nm. That's why
phones are with this big.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
But
I know.
looking at there's also people like oddballs like Unisoc, or I don't think people like Nvidia will be interested in the mobile space. They just make too much money from data centers and AI and cars and all sorts.
They are extremely busy.
Yeah, they're extremely.
Yeah, they're extremely busy. But who knows? They might. Or maybe Steam. I don't know. Since we had this rumored Steam coming out with smartphones.
If Qualcomm was like the monopoly, wouldn't it make sense that because of volume, it is about volume, right?
Yeah.
If they have the entire market share, obviously they'll make cheaper chips. Because,
that's a good point.
Maybe innovation-wise, they're not going to be as quick or as good as with competition. But they can definitely price things, well in an economy sense.
That could be it also. Yeah. But yeah, we would love to know your thoughts as well. Let us know in the comment section below. Do you think that MediaTek will be totally quitting? And if MediaTek quits, Let us know which brand that you think will, like go up second place. Would it be Exynos or any other brand as well? Okay, for your
Tough
particular
question.
segment, who asked for this? It was quite interesting though, this particular device. So talk to us about this.
Right. So a Y Combinator startup has invented something called the Pickle. It's a weird name. Pickle One AR glasses.
Okay.
And they call it a soul computer. It's big because it basically knows everything about you and it's aware. It sounds very Black Mirror.
Yeah, I know. That's the first thing came out to my mind.
It promises to remember everything about your entire life. Obviously, you give it permission and you give it input, and also it's aware of your environment and what happens when people talk to you. It kind of remembers.
Yeah.
It's got this concept that I really like called memory bubbles. So when it's visually,
that is so Black
it's
Mirror.
so Black Mirror, right? If you look
Do
at
we
the
look at
introduction video, which is a bit cringe to be honest.
Oh my God, yeah.
When me and Sai watched it, we were like,
I thought I was the only one. When I watched it also, it's like, they're trying to copy Apple style of presentation. And that guy reminds me of Kalpe for some strange reason. He got like Kalpe kind of look. Again, I'm not being racist. My wife is Chinese. Vernon is Chinese. But my point is that he looked. I said, bro, is that Kalpe's son or what? But anyway,
Cousins.
Yeah, it's the way they did the intro. They didn't have to do it. But then again, they're just trying to copy Apple style with especially the hand gesture movement.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, there's also.
Tech-wise is basically smart glasses, AR glasses, and it runs on Pickle OS, which is their own proprietary OS. Looks very liquid, glassy.
Yeah, that's the first
does
impression
look
for
good,
me.
but I don't know whether it's real or not because you're just looking at it.
Good to be true.
It just looks nice, in the intro video. You could do things like asking you, where do I put my keys, blah, blah. What was the name of the guy I met
Yeah.
at the Samsung event?
Yes,
the kind
I know.
of thing.
Yeah.
I've always wanted that.
Yeah.
To have a smart glass to identify people because I meet people so many.
Yes. So that's why on my Google Keep, I have this thing called names to remember.
But you don't have the face attached.
Yeah. So sometimes
it's not
a bit
visual.
difficult. So for me, it's like where they work. Like Harvey Norman, there's this guy named Lawrence. Yeah, so it's like I kind of remembered faces. I can remember
on your
faces.
phone?
Yeah, I put it on the phone, but not a picture. I can't go, hey bro, I want to remember you.
Which is an excellent example of a use case that you could have with the smart glasses.
Yeah,
where you can
correct.
identify people.
Yeah, that's right.
But of course, there's many other things. It doesn't just wait for commands, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
And if it sees you, let's say you're in a restaurant, you're looking at a foreign menu, you don't understand a single word, it translates for you and displays it.
That's fantastic.
Which is great. And if you are making plans with someone, let's say, hey, let's meet at another day. It will instantly check the calendar. It understands context, understands like application. Sounds too good to be true. We haven't seen how it actually works, but apparently they've done some demos to some people, and they're quite
some
impressed
people?
with
Is MKBHD involved now? Let's go bankrupt.
Not members of the media. Doesn't look like I saw one of the videos.
Okay. Got it.
But yeah,
I want Cleo Abraham to review it. She's awesome. She's awesome.
She'll be super specific and detailed.
Yeah, also because she's quite hot as well, bro.
So that is
my wife doesn't watch the podcast these days because she's too busy. Thank God. Okay.
Okay. So the question is, I think Syed also brought this up. And
Yeah.
he was looking at some of the background information, and there's a big vaporware alarm. As you know, it's a startup, and sometimes you question how can a startup which is not really funded well. I mean, Y Combinator is obviously the funder behind this. How can this little company compete with the Googles of the world, the Metas of the world, and the Apples of the world in terms of coming out with an actual product that works properly, right?
Yeah.
Even Apple can't get Siri right. So how can you expect a startup to do the same? And so Syed did this investigative thing, and he looked at the information and he saw this demo video also featured a Korean restaurant that doesn't actually exist.
Wow.
Okay. And their GitHub page, which I also checked out, didn't really have much on it. Just an open source code that's kind
You
of
should
empty.
do a video about this.
They also claim a 12-hour battery life, but looking at this 68-gram device, which is super thin.
And then
They
there's
even
like
store the
there's no
battery.
frame underneath. So what, they're storing the battery on the eyebrow area.
Yeah, so with full AR visuals, you're gonna expect it, to be a little bit power hungry. And if you compare it for context, the X-Real Air is 72 grams and has no battery built in.
Yeah.
So it has a power pack.
Yeah, the X-Real is like one of the best when it comes
So
to AR
maybe
glasses.
they are not kind of revealing all the information
Yeah.
they're supposed to reveal. But
Yes.
yeah, also sounds a little bit
Yeah, it sounds
like
too good to be true.
vaporware. But if they can actually execute this, it would be awesome.
Yeah,
I think that'd be awesome
just
product.
tracking back, you are totally correct and side as well about how while big brands have been really struggling on an AI level or the AI assistant level, as much as we all love cats, right? We are all cat lovers. I like the whole idea of the cat answering her. It looks too good to be true. I love the integration. Apparently, there's integration with Gmail, Notion, and Slack. So that is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine Leo is shooting something and then he automatically, it knows that, okay, Leo is shooting. So they'll change the Notion from B-roll, from not done to in progress. That'd be kind of cool. It does seem too good to be true. Even the liquid glass tile, I don't care whether they're foil liquid glass. Just do it correctly and do it properly. I'm totally fine.
But what you can do is what I did earlier on was to sign up for Pixel OS. You can try it out. It's only available on desktop. I couldn't run it on my iPad. So I'm going to
Desktop
go
meaning
home and
Mac
try
can
it.
lah.
Mac.
Okay, got it. I thought
Desktop
it's
browser.
Windows. Oh, I thought Windows.
It's browser
Okay.
based, so you get to kind of experience how memory bubbles work and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Black Mirror definitely. But it's intriguing. It's absolutely intriguing to me.
The name Pickle, though, the
it's
first thing came
horrible
out of my head is, of course, Pickleball,
Pickleball.
because we play almost every week, except when he plays for tournament, all bro.
Yeah.
Calm down. So why Pickle?
I have no idea. There's no rationale behind the name.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they don't want to put you in a pickle.
Oh, that's a good pun intended. Even it's called Pickle OS. Asayo, bro. Privacy. That's everybody's nightmare, right? So
Anything with glass and smart glasses will always talk about privacy.
I'm okay with it. I don't know why everybody is so.
I think
Yeah, but if you're gonna buy something like that,
I feel for the
obvious.
user, you have that control. And you say, okay, I'll allow you to do this. But for people you are interacting with, the information that you are going to reveal to me,
yeah.
that's got to be private. That needs permission. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
but how about when you meet, like you said, that guy from Samsung?
Yeah, so there's a very gray
he
area.
didn't give you permission to record his face. What?
Exactly. So it's a very gray area, and which is why Google Glass failed in the early years.
Yeah.
Because there was this private issue.
Yeah.
Privacy
Also, very interesting fun fact. I don't know whether you guys know this because I'm in the midst of trying to perfect my smart home because I have a child to just make sure that we have our schedules done properly and how we manage Mikhail at home. And while we have a lot of iPads at home and also in the studio, one of the things which I wanted to do, because you know how I dream of a smart home display from Apple, but it's never seemed to come. But while Android has apps, like there's this app called Yak, there's this app called Fully Kiosk, whereby it uses the front camera as a proximity sensor, so you can, when you come close, it will open, it will unlock, or the screen turns on. Such feature like that is not available on an iPad because of privacy issues. So it seems like if that's the case, then I don't think Apple is going to come out with a smart display. So the workaround it for iPad is that this is for people who's building a smart home, and I want to tell you all is that you need to create a motion sensor get a motion sensor next to an iPad.
So they don't use the camera.
Yeah, so you don't use the camera. So what happens is that you tell the motion sensor to talk to the iPad to give a notification when it comes close. That way the screen will turn on by itself and you don't do auto lock screen.
It's a loophole.
Yeah, that's a so-called loophole. So privacy is one thing. This again is off topic since we're talking about kids and privacy. I want to know your thoughts, especially parents out there. And I know but you do have family members who have kids and all.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? This really just came to my head. What are your thoughts about people censoring their children's face when they post on social media?
I think that's wise.
Wow.
I think that's wise.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of predators out there, and I think if you're underaged, is best to censor, or I mean, at least don't post face.
I've been posting, so what are your thoughts about that then?
That is your prerogative, and that's your
Okay.
choice. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think in the early years of social media, there was always this thing about posting up kids and to be safe.
Okay. So that's what you
Better
were
to
saying.
not, yeah.
So it's more like for safety reasons.
For safety
Syed,
reasons.
when you have a kid, is that something that you're going to do? Are you going to post it, or you're going to block your son's face or your daughter's face?
I wouldn't outright block it, but I won't post as much. In
Oh,
terms
wow.
Of,
Okay.
But same concerns as Vernon, because there were cases of 4chan boards of
Yeah.
people saving. These are non-sexual pictures, but they save for sexual purposes.
Okay, got it. Okay. For me, I already posted it. So for me, I never really, it was never been a concern for me. I heard another school of thought, which I'm not going to mention who. The particular person said that, because I didn't give my baby didn't give me consent that I could record the baby.
Okay.
That part I
get-
didn't.
I get
that part I
that.
didn't get that.
That's more like the woke question, right?
Yeah.
So
you get it, or you
I understand.
or you
coming
understand.
from, yeah.
Oh.
I don't necessarily agree with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll just understand.
I mean, what do you mean by understand? I don't understand, Abang. So it means
I understand why they asked the question.
Oh, got it. Okay. Because like, for
it's
example,
it's like saying the baby didn't choose. Okay, let's say you have a baby boy, right?
yeah.
And then there's this question that people pose from the woke generations that, hey, why are you dressing the baby in boys' clothes?
Oh.
Because your baby did not choose to be dressed as a boy. He may want to choose to be dressed as a girl. You know, that kind of thing. It's a very woke movement. Maybe this is not the platform for us to discuss this.
Yeah. No, because we're talking about privacy. Okay, it is. There is some element to this, but if it's not, sorry, but at the same time, because I have a baby, right?
We'll
just
change our
trying to-
title. Woke the tech.
Okay.
Yeah, but interesting thoughts and interesting,
Because if that's the case,
Mindset.
like I just recently got my son to sunat. I didn't get his permission.
He didn't.
But when
sign
he
on
grow
it.
up, he'll be thankful. We all know that, right? So
he could say, "What the."
yeah. But I don't think so. He'll listen to the father. Else I give him somebody's going to get hurt.
I
yeah.
don't know, because we're raised as Asian kids, right?
Yeah.
And we believe that parents will know best, and parents will make the decisions for the kids,
Yeah,
because
okay.
we're not
Yeah.
old enough to know.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and,
Okay.
yes, it makes sense.
Okay. Again, that was like an off-topic thing, but I was
Sorry,
just trying to have this discussion openly with you guys as well. So if you have a kid, let us know whether or not this whole idea of sharing your kids' photos on Instagram and all, is that something that you don't mind, like me, or is that something that you feel like you're gonna be the ones where either gonna take it in half angle or angle, or just put a love sign or something? Let us know in the comment section below why, if it's
I
a
have
topic.
friends who do that.
Yeah, I do too. So I don't call them out.
Yeah.
But I always wondered at the back of my head.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the reason why. Okay, closing off the whole entire thing is the community segment. This time around is a question which is interesting. So good one side. I like this. So the question is that, does your phone have an extra or an action button?
Yes, I do.
Although they don't call it a button. If it does, what do you use it the most? And let us know either on the 4 choices over there, or you can get a comment as well. So the highest one is that I don't use or have an extra button. That is 49%, followed by I use it for mute, which why the hell do you make it
For
to
mute,
remap?
oh, yeah.
And then there is camera, and then there's launch any other apps or AI, which is 14%. So thank you for putting the link directly. So easy for me. Thank you, Syed.
Yeah,
there are a total
I
of
didn't notice
10
that.
comments.
Sorry.
Not a lot of 10 comments, but I mean, not a lot of comments, but Before we go into the comments, I want to know what's your vote, Abang.
Mine is technically camera. I didn't really have an actual option.
So that means
Camera
you-
because it launches an app. It launches
your
what's it called?
favorite app.
No longer Mood now.
Oh wow! You changed
called-
app. Woohoo!
It's called Halide, which is really good.
It's called what?
Halide, HALIDE.
Oh, you're really
A
into
lot
this
of
camera apps.
A lot of manual controls, shoot raw. You can
For you.
default shooting without processing from the iPhone, which is good.
Vernon likes it raw.
While all the brands are busy trying to come out with the best
I
image
know, right?
processing, Vernon is like,
Turn it off. Go away. So I think previously I used to have it on mute.
okay.
But because now by default everything is muted anyway,
Yeah.
nothing rings on my phone. It only
Okay.
vibrates.
Okay.
So I use it just to fire up the app. So that's what I use it for.
For camera lah.
For camera.
Why didn't you use any other app? You use it to open an app instead.
Why didn't I use? I think it's easier because it is a physical button, and for quick access, aside from using the default camera, which I can do there, I use the action button to fire
Okay.
up highlight.
Got it. I think it also comes down to what device that you're using. I will tell you mine, but before...
Yours is mute.
So, no, mine... Oh, that's a good guess. But
Is
it's
it
not.
mute? No.
So, can you guess what's mine?
I think yours is Todoist.
Yes, it was Todoist. Thank you.
Oh,
Glad.
you changed.
Yeah, I changed it to Baby Daybook.
It's
So-
Todoist for babies.
Yes, correct. So, Baby Daybook is like
Technically
Todoist
the
for
same.
babies. Yeah, so it's an app.
You just switch the age
Yeah,
group.
so that's why it's an app where it tells you like when's the last time you feed,
Oh wow!
how
Okay,
long he
nice.
slept,
Nice. Nice.
when my wife pumps,
Uh-huh.
when she breastfeeds,
Oh, nice.
and when he poo-poo also we'll find out here.
Nice.
So that is one. The reason being why I switched from Todoist, that's obvious. But another thing is that on iOS 26 or even previously, your control center can also have apps. So
Which I don't really
I have the accessibility whereby if I tap 3 times, it will, I want to hold it properly. So if I tap, I think
Mine works.
yeah.
Launches
Yeah,
the
so
camera.
it's supposed to work, but I think the
Launches the
aircon things. So my one is like when I tap it 3 times, the notification comes out. So I can go there and tap. So I have certain apps like the one to turn on the aircon and all. But how I launched the camera is something which is, I don't know by default on the previous phones,
is
yes.
default, just-
But for the current ones, the current 17 series, when I click here, it immediately launches the app. It's not like a double click.
Give me the camera button.
Yeah, the camera.
Okay.
app. So now whenever...
it makes sense 'cause you have a
Yeah, so I was
dedicated
like,
camera
what, then I just like immediately... So even from the lock screen I can do. There's something which previously couldn't do. So whenever, like I said, when I see my son or when Luna is like, going crazy and I want to quickly take a photo, I'll just pop. So that's why it is. So I think it also comes down to the phone that we use, right? So yeah, Syed, what is your... If you would have an action button or an extra button, what do you use it for?
For me, it's a toss-up. It's either mute button or camera.
Mute or camera.
Mute or camera.
Why do you all need a mute button? Isn't your phone? Why you set your phone for ringtone? Like I never set my phone on ringtone. Like
I do.
ever.
My phone
you
never
do.
rings.
Yeah, same. It just vibrates, and I have my watch. Oh, you do.
Yeah.
So what's your ringtone?
My ringtone is like
Is it
before
the-
80s office phone.
Okay, got it. Let's check out the comments. Joel Connolly says my camera is literal camera shutter, no AI required.
I don't think it's answering the question. But
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Hey, the Black Digger, what's up, brother? Happy New Year. My phone doesn't have an extra button, but if I had one, naturally I would use it as a mute button.
okay,
Wow.
I understand.
So a lot of people do put their phone to not silent.
they do ring.
Okay. Devon Portable, welcome back. I don't need an extra button. Just give me more work and can be confusing to use. It's not supposed to give you more work, bro. It's supposed to help you. cut your work, but okay, I get what you mean. He feels like, okay, now I have to press this button now.
It's actually good feedback, you know.
Yeah, it is. Because you're like,
They're putting
oh
more
man, what is this for? I don't need this.
No, but they're putting more and more buttons on the phone. Why?
Yeah. Okay.
Then
but I
in
welcome
the future they'll give you a keypad.
a side keypad.
Yeah.
Okay, we understand, but
We understand.
I would welcome.
I understand.
I would welcome. Vernon says currently launches the camera app. Oh, is it? How do you pronounce it?
Hairlight.
Hairlight.
Yeah.
I thought it's Halida.
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 So there's
Wow, there's a scope.
Yeah.
Nice. He's always reading. Oh, fantastic.
For some reason, there's no 3X.
So there's no processing.
No processing for this. You can actually turn it off. There's raw DG.
Okay, I'm going to try this if
Yeah,
I
it's
have
pretty
time. Lihud says, I use mine for YouTube. Really, bro? Okay lah.
YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him because for me, YouTube is my number one consumption for video, but it's quite interesting how he did that.
Process zero, so no processing from.
Yeah, then there's Apple Process and Apple Pro Raw. Wow.
So if you want, you can use the default.
Oh,
Apple
that's
process.
interesting. Uncle Thumb says, I use it for vibrate option for my X300 Pro action button. I like how Uncle Thumb just flexed his brand new phone. He went like, I use it for my X300 Pro action button. So, yeah. Nash Day says, I don't have any extra buttons sadly, but I've set mine to power button to launch the camera when I double tap it. Okay, got it. UE says, I'm using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. A dedicated 2-step shutter button would be nice. I'm taking several 1,000-ish photos each year. If a shutter button could open the photo app, that would be even nicer. Oh, that's a damn good idea.
Open the. Yeah, I mean, we can.
So that means, like, for
that.
example, instead of you tapping, but then the photo app is already next to it, right? So, like, if you take a photo, like, the photo app is here already. Right?
And you can't launch it when it's locked on your lock screen, right?
Oh, yeah, but then if he's going to be taking photos, I'm trying to understand why he needs to open the photo app in another way when you can just tap on the Photos app. Or maybe because he wants to, like, when you hear the recent photos, maybe what he meant is like he wants the full photo library. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, so let us know, UE, what you meant by that. But very interesting insight. Robo Sian Funny Man, I have one. It's under the power button. It's not a nothing phone. Oh, basically, you can open the camera, open the flash, etc. You can also open your favorite apps. I use it to quickly screen and record.
So many things I can open. That's like a.
Okay. I'm trying to understand. He said it's under the power button. It's like a riddle. Thanks,
Under
bro.
the power button. I mean, the placement of the button is.
I have one. Okay, this like I said, it's like a
Depends on the
riddle, bro. I have one. It's under the power button. So usually some phones where under power button is the volume rocker, and no, it's not a nothing phone. So he's telling us it's not a nothing phone, but you can open camera, open flashlight, and you can also see your favorite apps. I use it to quickly screen record. I don't know, bro. Your riddle is so king, man.
Which means if you fired it up, it gives you several options of what you can do.
Oh.
So you can scroll through
Oh. Okay, lah.
It's like how you
No, I'm
configure your action button, right?
I'm laughing.
You can basically select the option that you want.
I'm
It's a
laughing.
OnePlus.
I'm laughing, you know why? I just saw the last comment.
What's
Quattro Guapo says mine is Bixby. Hey, I like the community post is becoming a joke post now. So thank you for your jokes.
He wasn't joking, that's a joke.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, mine is
He was
Bixby,
dead
and he's like, no
serious.
emoji at all.
He's dead serious about it.
Actually, Bixby is not bad. We forget
actually
about
like Bixby.
Yeah.
Bixby, yeah, that's pretty good.
So yeah, that is the end of the community poll. So thank you guys so much. As usual, site will be posting the community questions every Tuesday. and we'll be discussing it together and get entertained by you guys at the same time with the amazing answers as well. Okay, so that concludes our this week's episode. The tech news is a little slow, so that's the reason why we just look into this too for this week. But next week might have some very interesting things, like apparently Disney Plus is going to have a vertical video consumption section. Why
Who asked
God?
for that?
Yeah, that probably, if there's nothing else more interesting, then who asked for
Well,
this?
I mean,
We
there
might
should
put
be
that in.
some spillover stuff from CES,
Yeah,
which
could
is
be.
a lot of
Yeah, sure,
things
there
happening.
is.
Yeah.
The video releases that we released was, as promised, the Oppo Find X9 Pro versus the Oppo X300 Pro comparison.
Great video.
We finally
Watch it.
did it. And once we did that video, the videos has been doing well. Unfortunately, Oppo wanted the phone back as soon as possible. Maybe they didn't like the comparison. We do not know.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had to give it back. Like Vivo was like, it's okay. You just use it as much as you can. But that doesn't mean that we will give all the face to Vivo, but that's our context. So that's why you understand. So if you want us to do another video of Oppo Find X9 Pro, not happening because we had to give it back to them. We also did a video of the Huawei MatePad 12X 2026 variant, which has been out. Also doing very well in terms of the views, so check it out as well. The upcoming videos, we do have some embargo video releases, so we cannot mention over here, but there's a lot. One of the things that is going to be released, or actually kind of released yesterday, if you're watching this on a Saturday, is an explainer videos. You know, I love this explainer video style. It may not do necessarily very well because it's not a review video. So I wanted to talk about the future of AI on smartphones, and I'm not talking about LLMs or ChatGPT. I want to talk about agentic AI. So agentic AI is a very interesting AI which helps you do most of the work. So if you never heard of agentic AI, check out that video, which is out if you're watching this on a Saturday, which is yesterday. At the same time, I'm actually going to get someone very special from Samsung to do an interview session in a special edition of What the Tech between just me and a representative. That is going to be recording on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, but we're not sure when exactly it'll be going on, because I wanted to dive deeper, because there's this huge rumor that the S26 series might have agentic AI into the phone.
Okay.
So I don't know whether he's going to be answering all these rumors, but we'll try to dig as much as possible. And if you like those kind of
Will it have
conversations, yeah, that's a good point. If you like this kind of conversations with a brand representative, let us know so we can actually have that even more often. We did have that slight discussions that we had that probably we would get someone from Xiaomi, since we kind of know him, and have some conversations. But let us know if you guys are interested with that as well. And with that, we'd like to say thank you guys so much for watching episode number 42 of What the Tech. My name is Adam Lobo.
And I'm Vernon. See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.